Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us today. This is a really fun one. Edvin and I were actually just talking. We're like, "Oh, I'm so excited for this one. It's gonna be a fun one."
Yeah, when Carrie texted me and said, "Hey, I know you're busy, but here's this week's topic," and I was like, "No, I know I can make some time for sure."
Yeah, it's a good one. Well, welcome everybody. If you're joining us for the first time, thank you for joining. This is going to be fun. We do these every week. Well, I do. Edvin joins us quite a bit. And but yeah, we're here live every week, Tuesday, 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, and talking something gardening. My name is Carrie. My husband Dale and I are the creators of the Seed to Spoon app, and we started gardening 10 years ago, actually, which is exciting. It's actually been a little over 10 years now.
Oh,
Woo! It's exciting.
we gotta have
Um,
well, we missed the party, the decade party.
I know. I definitely should because that would have been this spring. Yeah, but it was it was overwhelming at first. Like we had no idea what we were doing, and we we wished that there was an app for that, and we couldn't find a good one that we really liked. So my husband was like, "I'll do it." He's like, "Let's do it." So we ended up here. Let me pull up the pictures that I always show. So this was where our garden was whenever we first started, exactly 10 years ago. And then this is actually a picture 2 years after that. We ended up turning the entire backyard into gardens. We have a whole bunch of food and flowers and herbs and all of that, and yeah, it's been fun, and I love it. But along the way, we it was our second year into gardening, I think it was, that we heard about smart pots, and we were like, "Oh, surely those won't work great here in Oklahoma." And then we were like, "Oh, they are based out of Oklahoma." So then we ended up giving them a try and fell in love with them. They are incredible. And that's where Edvin comes in. That's where how we
Yeah,
met Edvin.
yeah, and full honestly, I started here at Smart Pots about 3 years ago, and the only gardening that I had ever done was just, I mean, helping out my parents in their tomato garden when we lived in Chicago. So not very much, but working here and just being surrounded by literally planters everywhere, and getting onto YouTube is kind of where I really learned that what others were doing, and found Dale and Carrie, and they're, if you guys weren't aware, they're about like 30 minutes from this, from our world headquarters, which is where I'm at now, um, which is great for me because I was able to learn pretty much all the tips from Carrie before they had their app. They had amazing tips. Something as simple as planting marigolds next to your tomatoes is something I learned from Carrie. And got to watch them slowly build up the Seed to Spoon app to what it is today, and now we have Growbot. So yeah, I mean, I'm fully happy that Dale and Carrie were sharing their experience because I definitely was able to start our small garden. And after I got comfortable with it, I definitely went a little too hard. I ended up doing like four 12-foot raised beds, a 20-gallon, smart pot, just to throw in the fun there. But it all did great. And, thanks to Carrie, and, I was able to kind of do it without spraying for any pests. Although I think I got kind of lucky because, where I had that garden was about, I would say 20 miles from Carrie. So I guess I was just in a perfect spot to be away from the squash bugs because I never got hit with them. But
They all
although,
came to me.
yeah, although that garden, we moved, so that garden was only there for a year and a half. So I think that they just hadn't found me quite yet. Um,
Yes.
so yep, and I use all smart pots. I think that they're super easy, and they're super, for any gardener that's just starting out, they're super forgiving. It's really hard to overwater, and I think that's one of the main things that where gardeners fail, especially houseplants.
Too
I'm a
much
big
love.
houseplant. Yes, I'm a big houseplant guy, if you know me. I'm super honored to go to these trade shows and see all types of variations and variegations of plants. And one of the main things is, we just water them too much. Something that smart pots definitely help you avoid, along with other things. Yeah, super excited to be here and kind of talk to you guys about indoor growing and growing different ways. I think that the way we're going to talk to you guys about today really extends the garden season. If you're in places like Chicago, or I saw people were up in Ohio, you guys get crazy snow. So if you can, grow something indoors under a grow light, I think that's super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is probably one of my favorite topics because I love squeezing in green like pretty much anywhere and everywhere, like as you see like behind me, I'm like I have to have green in the house too, especially in the winter time and the fall because like the leaves start falling and it starts getting like brown out and I'm like, "No, I miss the green." I love the weather. It's perfect weather, but I miss the green. So I have to have a bunch of green indoors. I try to be as creative as possible with different areas and everything that I can do. But I am very sympathetic to the small space too. I mean, even though we have a large garden, we do try to grow in a lot of small spaces too because we have a sunroom right here that we try to grow as much as possible just so that way in like especially if we have like bad weather like an ice storm, snowstorm or something like that, we don't have to go trudge out in the snow to the big main garden. We can just go to the sunroom right here and harvest there. So I always try to grow as much as possible, like closer to the house. So I'm always trying to be creative with the space and all that. So we're gonna talk all fun things today.
Yeah, and I think that at this point we all know it's fact that plants do make us happier and they do clean the air
Oh
around us.
yes,
Carrie, the one that's literally right behind her head. I mean, I have a snake plant just here to
see
my
what's
left.
over here.
That's one of those. I mean, if you're somebody who's watching this and who you literally think you have a brown thumb, or you live in a small space, small apartment, you can literally probably go to any big box store, and I
Mhm.
almost guarantee you that you're gonna find a snake plant.
Yeah, and
I
they're just so pretty too.
And they grow so easily. And once you have a nice established, established container and established pot, I mean, they like multiply. I mean, like I can go look in my
Yes,
pot and there's like so many little pups in there. I actually have one growing in the greenhouse, Carrie.
that's
And I'm gonna be
awesome.
honest, after being out of these trade shows, the greenhouse took a hit. I haven't set up the drip yet. But that snake plant is, I mean, without
Oh
water for
yeah,
a good week and a half, I mean, it doesn't care. So
yep.
like, we're gonna talk
It's
about
very
veggies
forgiving.
and yes, and stuff like that. But if you would literally have no plant, I would try at least start with that snake plants behind Carrie. They grow like inches every single year, so you can literally watch the growth. They're super fun, super
Yes.
forgiving, and they're just happy to look at.
I actually just had to pot this one up because it was getting so large. And Dale was like, "Do we want to split it and have multiple plants?" I was like, "No, I love this plant. I love it how it is." And so we just ended up putting it in like a lot larger pot. But yeah,
Now,
that's the
pretty
beauty of
soon,
it. You can
you're gonna
make
be able to
multiples.
set that. You're gonna be able to set that on the ground, and it's gonna be like, I mean, as high as you basically. That's gonna be really cool.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, so yeah, we got questions about snake plants. I am a huge fan of them. I mean, but honestly, like I have a lot of different house plants throughout behind me. I mean, even things like aloe vera. I mean, it depends on what you're looking
Yeah,
for. But I think that snake plants, aloe vera, I saw somebody say
yeah,
pathos. They're all very simple, very easy, very forgiving, you know?
yes. Yes, and the Panthers, you can actually find a ton of different variations. I have one growing
Yes.
almost at here. You can kind of see it. It's growing all the way up through my
Oh, yeah,
office, so
yeah,
it's
I
up on
see
top
that.
of a poster, growing. And that actually, you can check that out. That's actually growing in a 1 gallon, and that now is probably like 20 feet long, if not more. And there's actually another arm that goes over my door, and that's just. I mean, I have that set up with an automatic drip irrigation, but that one is just sitting in a 1 gallon smart pot. And I just set it in a saucer, which is what we'll talk about later.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's one of them. Like I say, if you think you have a black thumb, it's not you. That's a really nice plant to have at home, and you can find different variations. Some of them are green and yellow, some of them are green and white. That one is like polka dot spotted. So different fun stuff.
yeah, I actually have a few that I have right here that are kind of like wrapping around the heart little frame that I have.
Oh
I
yeah,
have
I love that one. Yeah, no, I know what you're
yeah.
talking about. Yes, yeah, Harry. One of them's took over a room when he was a kid. Yeah, that one that I have is literally gonna wrap this whole room around. I'm gonna be in the jungle basically.
I did want to answer the question about ivy real quick. Yeah, I've grown ivy in complete shade before. I mean, actually, both indoors and outdoors. So yes, absolutely. I liked this question from Donna. What's the best plants with cats?
Ooh, and we were just talking about that, Carrie. We're, with the cat grass.
I know, I know. I do. I grow cat grass and catmint for my cats just because I mean, they will roll in it. They love it. But I do that outside. I don't necessarily do that indoors. Um, I think you can probably do most all the ones that we've talked about with cats. I don't think any of these are talked, but it's probably a question for Growbot.
Well, Donna, I mean, for sure stick around, but I have definitely done cat grass in like in a 1 gallon smart pot rolled all the way down. I actually have an example. So I took a 1 gallon, this is a 1 gallon smart pot here, and I rolled it all the way down to about an inch, just using a nice quality soil and the park seed cat grass. And in literally 10 days, I mean, it was like 6, 7 inches. I don't have a cat, so I didn't have a cat to, harvest it and help me harvest. So it overgrew, but definitely cat grass in a smart pot and park seeds cat grass does amazing. So I would definitely highly recommend it. And like Carrie said, I mean, cats love it as a treat.
Oh yes. Growbot suggests some like the spider plant. I don't even know how to pronounce the number two Areca palm. I don't know. I think I know which one that is because I have some out there, but I am not the most like diverse indoor plant person. I don't know
No, I
everything.
just know what they look like, but I don't know their name.
Yeah, and then Boston fern, bamboo palm. Yeah, that's all I'm going to attempt. But those are all good ones. It says for cats.
Oh, well, keep in mind the cat grass and these, one specifically for cat, they do have an aroma, I'm pretty sure, for cats. So if you don't want your cat, messing around with your pots, just keep that in mind that they might, be very attracted to your planters. Smart pots
Yeah.
are BPA free, safe for cats, and the park seeds are also tested and safe. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, Danny, and it grows so quickly too. I mean, like you can just grow your treats if you really planned it out. You had a couple pots going, like Carrie's setup in the back. You can probably have feed your cat grass, every day.
Yeah. They may take it down to the roots though. Mine tend like if once they get it so low, they kind of like roll it
They're
down.
like, where is it? They're like, where is it? Where'd it go?
Yeah. Yep. Before we get too much further, I always forget to mention this, and I have forgotten to mention this so far today. But we are going to be doing a giveaway, so make sure that you guys stay tuned to the very end. We are going to be doing an amazing giveaway. It's going to be for a free 1 year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription, which comes with unlimited pictures that you can send up to GrowBot for like plant identification, pest identification, or help. You can do unlimited plants and gardens whenever you're visually logging your plants and keeping track of your plants. And also free shipping on all of your orders through Park Seed, which is amazing right there. So,
Honestly, yeah,
woo.
and it's dangerous. Can get dangerous,
Yes.
but it's also a great time. I mean, honestly, if you're ordering the garlic or if into that fall gardening, I mean, it's perfect. Add your whole garden up and order it free shipping. Can't beat that.
And then smart pots. We're going to be giving away some smart pots too.
Yeah, we're honestly super. This one's super exciting because when Carrie told me that she's going to be talking about these, and I was like, "Well, I don't think we've ever given these away. Why don't we get and give these away?" But one of her planters that she's been using recently are these wallflowers, and they're actually hanging planters. They kind of scoot back a little bit. So these you can hang up on a wall. I've hung them up on a chain. So one lucky person's going to actually get three of these, and you're going to be able to see how Carrie and I use them. You're going to be able to make your own, kind of hanging design. So that's going to be super exciting for whoever wins that. So make sure you're commenting. The more you comment, the more chances you have to win. So yeah, super exciting.
Yeah, I will say I have actually have five of them hanging for me in the sunroom. And I don't know if you guys have been following my social media, but our rabbits had a breakout in the middle of the night one night and destroyed all of them. But they did get one of the one of those wall
None of the
planters.
wallflowers. Yeah.
Yes, but the other ones they managed to leave alone. So it's like, okay.
Oh wow.
But I love these because I just have them hanging because I have this raised bed that is in our sunroom that's I mean, it's probably like 3 feet off the ground or so, but I have these like around it. So I'm like using as much space as I can. We've also used these like on fences and things like that. Like they're just so useful, but we'll talk more about them here in a little bit. But I did want to mention those are amazing. I love them.
Yeah, super versatile. I don't know if you've tried Carrie, but strawberries I've seen do amazing on them, and you just hang it off the side of the bag and pick them right off. Lots of fun stuff you can do with them. I know if a creative person gets their hands on them, they're going to do some amazing things.
Yes. Um, Danny, here, real quick, I do want to pull this. So we have a new update through the App Store or the Google Play Store, wherever your app is. So download the newest update, and with that, what it's going to be right now is ordering on parkseed.com, but it'll tell you what email to use whenever you check out, and it'll auto apply the free shipping for you. So that way you can go do all of your shopping on parkseed.com. Just enter your email address whenever you check out. It'll auto give you free shipping. So don't have to do anything, no coupon codes or anything like that. And then you can put a coupon code on top of that too, which is exciting. So, yes. Okay. Let's see. Yes, absolutely. I 100% think that, I mean, they work really good for indoors. I have them indoors and outdoors too. I mean, both places they work really good.
Yeah, I did see that. I want to point out all smart pots do work well for indoors. I mean, Carrie's got some sitting on her ledge right up there. They're, BPA lead free, so they're safe. Only thing is, they are completely porous by design. So you're just gonna want to get either a saucer,
Yeah.
something underneath to protect them. I always like to use deep saucers because I bottom water all of my smart pots. It just keeps the plants a little bit. I notice that they keep them a little bit healthier and happier. So just another tip on that.
Okay. One thing I do want to mention, if you guys haven't seen these green stock vertical gardens, I am a huge fan of these. This is something that if you don't have a lot of space to grow, this is definitely one way to take advantage of it and doing a lot in one space. Because as you can see, I mean, it's no bigger than like a square foot of space on the bottom, maybe a little bit more, but and then it just goes vertical from there. And these, like, I've grown so many things on these. Like, these are both my pictures of the planters that I have, and one of them is the filled with strawberries, and then the other one is lettuce. So I have a couple different ones, and I love them. I have this one right here that's actually right outside here, because again, I can take, if I'm baking in the kitchen or making dinner or something, I can just go and harvest lettuce or harvest whatever it is that I want right there. And I just go out there and harvest whatever I need. It's amazing. I have this one on wheels too, so it makes it super easy. I can just like roll it around. I can move it if I need to, and it makes it easy to spin because I don't get sun on one side wherever it is. So that way I rotate it and works really good. But I do want to mention, like, they have this little reservoir of that you put up on the top, and you just fill the top up with some water, and then it just goes through the center of the tower, and it waters each for you. So you
Wow, that's
really don't
pretty
have.
easy.
Yeah, it is so simple. You just I take the hose and I just put it on into the top, and I walk away. And then I come back in like a minute and I'm like, okay, and I move it to the next one or move it so. But yeah, it is super easy to water, super easy to care for, and you can grow so much in a single space. So definitely recommend. You can actually get these at parkseed.com now, which is super exciting. And they have all sorts of like additions and things like that too, like that you can grow with. But I mean, really, all I do is just the vertical tower, and then I do the wheels on the bottom because, yeah, I saw that Lakita was asking. They say it's better with the wheels. I do agree. I do agree because it does elevate it a little bit too, and it has like a little water reservoir on the bottom too, that way. But it just makes it easier to rotate for me at least. But the one in the garden, like the strawberry one, I don't necessarily have to have it on wheels because it's getting full sun on all sides. so I don't have to move it around at all. So that one is just on the ground. But it really just depends on where you're going to have it, if you want to have the wheels on it or not.
Yeah, I think that would be a perfect setup for somebody who's like, I mean, in an apartment on a patio, you just set that up on a patio and you can rotate it,
Yeah.
as if you need, sun on each side. I think that's awesome.
Um, Here, let me show you real quick. Let's see. If you even if you come into here into the app, you can pull up and you can see more products. And here you can see right here, this is the actually newest version. So to it'll show you what email you should use for your free shipping, but it'll take you start shopping. And I don't think you guys can follow that screen. Yeah. Okay.
She
Let's
said
see.
she found it.
You found it? Okay, cool. Okay, great. Oh no. So I actually for these, I was actually using bagged soil on these. I'm trying to think back to when when we did those. And it was Edvin, I forget the name of it. Every single time I can never remember. What is the name of that bagged soil that I use?
The Sun Grow Black Bear, which
Yes.
is
I
a
should
mix that
remember that
uses
because
biochar. I know, I
yeah,
know.
it
Well,
has this
it's
fun name.
well, I mean, it's sunshine black. I mean, it's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of a weird name where it's like can be easy to like can like mess up. I don't know. I understand. Sometimes I mess it up too. But yeah, it's black bear mix by Sun Grow, and I'm pretty sure they're actually available at Walmart's and Ace Hardware's. Also, True Values Do It Bests. That's a really nice soil. I mean, Carrie and I mean fell in love with. We
Yes.
used a pallet of soil in one season. So it just goes to show you how much we actually enjoyed this soil.
Yeah,
It's
it was
super it
really good.
yeah, it's
I was
super light, and it retains water nicely. And it honestly, what makes it really great is the biochar. So whenever you do fertilize that soil, that biochar has a ton of surface area. So all the nutrients stick to that, and it just becomes like a slow release fertilizer instead of it washing out away from your plants. So it just makes it super nice and super like supercharged basically, and it's just really great soil. So if you are looking for a bagged soil that's good quality, I definitely recommend that as well.
Yeah, yeah, and as I do think you do need to do like some sort of potting mix for these two, so it'll work a lot better with that. So that's probably been the issue is it hasn't been necessarily a potting mix. Maybe it was like a raised bed mix or something like that that you were using. So try that and see. Okay, and then we were actually just talking about these. I know because this is our part of our giveaway, which is these wallflowers. But they are super space saving. I mean, like in this picture right here, you can put them on fences. You can put them. Somebody was talking about how they have them on one of their like cattle panels for on trellises. I mean, you can have these anywhere and everywhere. But really, they're amazing. I have it on the sides of my on in my sunroom out here. I have them up there. I have them around my little raised bed, like connected to it. It works amazing.
Yeah, I mean, just like the green stock, I mean, it kind of adds planters to an area that maybe you maybe you thought was not possible to garden. Maybe you have maybe you have a neighbor that you don't want to look at, you want to add some flowers instead, as a privacy wall. That's also
Yeah.
another good idea. Like I said, what I've done, so these actually have grommets, metal grommets on all four sides. So what I've done is I've gotten a really light like chain link chain from Home Depot, and I hung that up, and then I just zip tied these to that chain. And same thing, just like on this fence, you can actually make a wall or make like a domino, checkered pattern, and just have planters kind of just like in a fun spot.
That's very cool. I like that idea. That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
know. I realized that I have like a whole reel and everything, and I should have probably sent you some pictures of that, but I didn't. But yeah, this is just one of those where I mean it's super good. I mean, there's some landscape gardeners have used them for like indoor displays, like in buildings. They just like I said, they do that same checkered board effect, or they make like different like swirl effects. It's just something something different, really cool. I saw somebody said something about fences. This is something that I we just found out that Carrie hasn't used it, but it is available on Park Seed. So if you are interested, make sure you check them out there. But these are our wallflower saddle planters. So basically, what this is two of those basically sewn together. So if you have a railing, you can sit these on your railing, and then you can have vegetables or plants kind of on both sides. So we're gonna make sure Carrie gets some of these in her hands. But yeah, if you have a railing, these are super perfect to just sit on there, sit on your balcony. And you can do, the cool season, you can do cool season vegetables, or you can do some, fall displays. But just another way to add some color to an area that you may not have thought before.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm a huge fan of that. Like, especially I can think of like back when I was living in an apartment, like a long time ago when I
Oh,
was
that would be
single.
so cool.
Oh my gosh, like I was on the second floor too, and like I could have hung those on the side, and oh, that would have been so amazing. I would have loved to have something like that. Like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I love
Yep.
that.
If you're somebody who has, that's perfect. Like, for a balcony, like an apartment, you can just set them up.
Hmm.
I bet you it would look so nice, like, from the street view, plants hung up. So just another option for, people out there who have small areas and are looking to garden. And, just know as well, that's a perfect size for all of the kitchen minis that Park Seed offers. So you could have a small vegetable garden. If you set three of these up, that would give you six different planting areas. So you can do a kitchen mini tomato, you can do a pepper, you can do the bonsai basil, or you can do a whole herb pack. They actually look really amazing when they're growing on a railing. That's just a cool effect. So yeah,
Yeah,
I want to say about 3 to 5 gallons worth of soil. So you do have a lot of planting area, and
yeah.
they are pretty deep. So you could, honestly, Carrie, that should be a project that we try, is to do carrots in there. I think
I
carrots
know. I
would be
was just thinking that. I
super
was like,
cool.
ooh, I wonder. That would be fun
And
to
then
try.
imagine you could kind of see like the carrot growing out the bottom, and that's kind of how you know that, hey, maybe we should harvest. Also, you could probably do a small batch of potatoes and garlic. So if you're like a small space gardener, these planters really give you the ability to literally plant anything. You'll just have to keep in mind you have smaller yields, but you'll still have a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. We did have a question earlier. What about Mel's mix for soil? Absolutely. Mel's mix would work perfect too if you want to opt to make it yourself. This is amazing. It is a mixture here. I actually have it here because I talk about it so much. It's a mixture of 1/3 vermiculite, 1/3 compost, and 1/3 cocoa core. It works really well. Like, this is an amazing soil mix, and I use this all the time, especially when we are making a lot of soil or we need a lot of soil. It is a lot cheaper to just make it yourself in the long run. So I end up doing this a lot. But with like the green stalks, if I'm just like setting one up, I'm not going to make like an entire thing of this because unless I have some supplies on hand. But so I tend to go for bagged soil. It really just depends on what I'm doing. So and what I have on hand. So convenience, right? Yes, I know. Isn't that exciting, Christy? I was so excited when they got them on there because I'm a huge fan of them. Love it. Yes, I actually have a lot of like cilantro growing in mine. In the summer, I had a bunch of basil growing in them around here because I had a bunch of like I had the little kitchen mini tomatoes and peppers and stuff like that in my sunroom garden, and then I had like the basil around it. I was like, oh, it's perfect. It was fun. Um, but actually, funny enough, I have a tomato growing now in one of the wallflowers that volunteered up. I'm like,
Oh wow.
okay, I'll give it a bit. It's like about this big, and I'm like, I'll give it a try and see what it does.
Is
So
it a kitchen mini tomato, or you're not sure?
it would be a kitchen mini tomato because that's all that I had planted out there. So I'm like, it'll be a small one, so maybe it'll do well in the wallflower. I've never grown one in there, so we'll find out, and we'll see when it gets too cold for it. But yeah.
Fee had a question. If you purchase compost, do you have a brand you recommend? I know some of it has been contaminated or not broken down enough and killed plants.
So you're probably not going to like this answer, but I will tell you not to buy bagged compost. Pretty much by the time that you buy it, it's not going to have a lot of nutrients for you. Instead, I would opt for finding a local place that either makes it themselves. We have compost facilities for like our cities around here, as well as like actual I'm going to call out one of our places that we go to local in Oklahoma. It's called Minnick Materials. They make all of their own compost and all of that. I really like them. Um, but there's a lot of local places that you can go and get compost from. Also, I know it's funny, but like worm castings, if you don't have your own worms, you can actually get some worm castings off of like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace sometimes. I know before we had our worms, that's what we did. And it's kind of funny, I know, but you can actually buy worm castings sometimes from local people, you know?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I would definitely second Carrie's tip on not getting compost or bag soil from big box stores. Like she's really right. I mean, a lot of times they're stored in facilities outdoors, and then when they get to the stores, they're sitting outdoors and baking in the heat. I mean, that kills off, I mean, all the beneficials that you would need for your plants. Like she said, I'd recommend, you know, just going on Google, Apple Maps, looking up garden centers near me, calling your local garden centers. I've kind of found out that a lot of garden centers actually make their own compost. So just give them a call and ask them, hey, do you guys mix your own compost, on site? And you might be surprised, some of them may. And that would kind of be the best, is find your local source for compost. And if all else fails, I always like to recommend to check your local ag extensions. They'll for sure have any have will point you in the right direction for sources for compost. But yeah, I mean worm castings, that's what I use in my garden. I think it's super, I mean it's super fun. It's super efficient as well. I mean you can't over add worm castings, which is perfect for me. Because you don't really have to measure.
Danny, I totally would, but it's like through the door right here, just on the other side of the door. So I can't really like turn it and show you. I'm sorry. I totally would if I could. Next, I will post a reel or something like really soon about it. I'll post it so that way you can see what's going on out there.
See, it was Minic Materials that Carrie mentioned. Um, that's
Yeah.
where they get their compost from.
Yeah, I really like their compost. And they have what's called zoo poo, which I'm a huge fan of because it comes from the Oklahoma City Zoo and they use all of their poo, which I thought, it's fun. Yeah.
Which actually, when we went to that zoo recently, one of the zookeepers was feeding a tiger, and the meat that they were feeding was actually like very good looking, and they said that yeah, like they actually feed them like really good meats and vegetables, so super healthy compost that we're getting for our
Awesome.
garden from the
I love it. I love it.
yeah. Oh, nice, Dorothy. I'm happy that you're liking your setup planners. I wish I would have asked you for some pictures, and we all would have enjoyed.
Let's see.
And
Okay, so Jackie was asking how to
I think
start a
we've
worm bin. We both clicked it at the same time.
Yeah, because we've talked about this and we've talked about that maybe we need to start a worm bin on a live stream or something because I think it's super, super helpful. And because I want one because I want to start one as well. So I think it'd be,
Let's
killing
do
two
it.
birds with one stone. Yeah, I think that
Yes.
that'd be a great idea.
Let's do it
It's
together.
kind of
Yeah.
like a to-do list for gardeners out there. Start your own worm bin and then you don't have to worry about compost.
Yeah. So there are easy ways, like you can DIY it for sure with materials that you probably have on hand already, even using totes and things like that. You can also get, oh man, I wish I was like trying to look in here. I was like, I don't think I have a picture of my worm bin. Um, but you can also like purchase worm bin. Like I have one that is like different towers and things, which it's amazing. So if you have the ability to purchase something like one of those is amazing too. But really, you don't have to do that much. Like you can just buy some worms and pop them in there and give them a little bit of food and shredded up paper and yeah, I mean a lot of things like that, and it worked perfect. So, yes, it sounds like that would be yes. Let's do it, Edvin.
I know, I'm
Whenever
excited.
you're free next.
Yeah, really quick, wanted to give an Oki shout out to Fee. Says thankful for our Tuesday talks. Really cool to have Okies doing this, and yeah, make sure to follow the Myriad Botanical Gardens on Facebook and Instagram. Carrie is, during the season, especially during spring, she's doing Thursday classes about once a month. Is that right, Carrie?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, down at the Myriad Gardens. Sometimes I do join her, and when I go, we definitely like to give stuff out. So definitely look out for that. We'd love to for you to come by at
Yeah,
one of our
absolutely.
talks. It's just a garden class, just a bunch of Oklahoma gardeners looking to garden vegetables, and guess Carrie gives some amazing, tips. When she's there, some tips that are very specific to us. So definitely love to see you come by.
And then, okay, I am so excited about this. So these are huge space saving options too, is by hanging things, right? I I love going vertical on everything that I can pretty much whenever I'm gardening and using as much of my space as I can. But these hanging baskets have changed my life. I kid you not. Like I'm so used to having to buy a new cocoa liner for my hanging baskets every single season. And I'm used to them like completely falling apart by the time fall rolls around. So I've never done anything in the fall in a hanging basket before. And I actually just got some of these from Edvin this year. So I have a bunch of them out there. And as he was sending me these pictures, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I can do this year. So I quite literally, after this live stream, I'm going to go collect my hanging baskets and I'm going to be starting some like lettuce and peas and all of that. I am so excited. Yeah, I'm very
No.
excited.
No, they actually are super exciting. I'm not even lying, and I'm sorry that I didn't bring one to show you, but you guys can see it in the pictures there. They're honestly probably one of my favorite Smart Pot product. I mean I talk about them at the trade shows all the time. So they are literally the direct replacements to the cocoa. The cocoa that traditionally comes in hanging baskets that falls apart in like a year, basically. One of the things that we joke about with nursery owners when we go to these shows is they have that cocoa sitting on their shelves, and most of the time it's just falling apart on their shelves. So like by the
Yeah.
time us, the gardener, get to those cocoa liners, it's like they're like so dehydrated and falling apart that like they're just almost unusable. So these cocoa liners are made with their same BPA lead-free fabric, but instead of lasting like maybe 3 months, they'll easily last you 10 years. So honestly, why I love them. So Carrie, when you're watering cocoa, you see that stream of water like come down almost immediately. I mean, it's just
Mhm.
the water just seeping out. So these, you'll actually notice the sides will actually start to saturate before you see any water come out. So the water just moves through the pot a lot better. It's a lot easier to keep your plants fully saturated. You're not going to have any, dry sides and any wet sides. So that, I mean, that alone helps with the plant growth. Something like strawberries, I mean, do amazing. If
Ooh,
you're a
yeah.
gardener, and we always talk about, hey, you're always worried that you have a shorter season, a really early frost date, which I think some people like at the end of this month are gonna have their frost date, if not the next. So like these, you can actually make it a lot easier to bring inside. Just hang them up in your garage. It's a little bit warmer in there than it is outside. You can keep strawberries going year round. I mean, you can bring them outside in the spring. And
I
since that
like what
cocoa is
you
not
think.
falling apart, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I know you're going to be adding an addition to your garage.
Yes.
I can already see it. Yeah. So instead
Wheels
of
are turning.
exactly. So instead of that cocoa falling apart, you have this container that'll be good for 10 years. So your strawberries will literally be ever bearing. So stuff like that. Instead of, I know there's people who do beautiful arrangements. Heather, who's, or Trista, who's right next to me in the next office. We love those Boston ferns and like the ferns, like the decorative ferns.
Mhm.
So what she does, she brings them into her shed every year, and instead of purchasing them every year, she just puts out her, the same ones, and I mean, they're just massive. I mean, they're almost to the ground. So I know people do an amazing arrangements. So instead of doing annual arrangements, do something perennial, bring it inside every year, and you can just have beautiful displays. Um, pretty much, just at the start of the year instead of waiting for the garden centers to stock up. So yeah, the coco liners are amazing. We do them in three sizes. We try to fit for the most part, the most, common sizes. I know that there's, huge, hanging baskets that people now do for their front of their houses. So we just try to do like the most sizes. So yeah, you can find those at the Park Seed app. And if you are the winner of this giveaway, you'll be able to get free shipping on them. So that'll be
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. So if you just go into here, let's see if I go back to the main screen. Set of green stock. I think it's under no cocoa. You'll find it there. Boom. Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Exciting. I love these. I'm not exaggerating. Like I think immediately after this live stream, I'm gonna go try and plant some. So yes,
Yeah,
I'm excited.
fee. Sorry, raw seed, True Value in El Reno. Yes, they do carry our stuff, and I think that they do have their no cocos. And if they don't, Matt is the manager at that store. I just saw him at Indianapolis. Make sure to tell Matt to tell Edvin that you need some coco liners, and I will make sure to send you some to that store for you to pick up, no charge. So just make sure you go in there if they don't have the coco liners in there. Also, quick shout out to them. That's actually where Carrie, I don't know if you knew, but they do a plant days and they do $10 hanging baskets and they do like huge range. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Carrie. The line is like 3 hours long to get these hanging baskets.
Oh my
I
gosh.
kid you not. Yes, they do pre-orders, okay? Like people come in with like 26-foot trailers and they like load up on these just like plants because they do just amazing sales. So raw seed in Oklahoma, if you are local, they also have one in Chickasha. I think it's in April when they do their plant days. Definitely check them out. They do great deals on that. But yeah, they definitely carry smart pots as well.
Yes, and I do want to call out. So even with the free shipping, because all you're doing is entering in your email address for the yearly, and it'll auto apply. So yes, you can absolutely do the 15% off too, and everybody can get this. If whenever you check out, if you check out at Park Seed with Spoon 15, you get the 15% off as well.
It's a good deal.
Yeah. Oh yes,
Jackie's
especially if
wondering,
you
I
get free shipping
I
on
don't
top
know
of
this answer. I know I'm always alluding to them. Do you guys still have garlic?
that. They are always selling out. Um, They might have some left. If I can spell it right. Wow. Let's see. Garlic. Oh no, there's garlic in stock right now. Yeah.
Oh, they just restocked. You guys all
They
need to
must have.
hop off of here and go order some garlic.
Yeah. That's exciting. Yeah. Yeah. So definitely, yeah, go get your garlic if you haven't gotten that yet. For sure.
Everybody open a second window and start ordering some garlic.
And then of course I did have to talk about just like the basic containers too, and these are so easy to sneak in everywhere and anywhere really. And I did want to call out these ones too that you can put along your fence. This is one of those, I don't know, how long are they, Evan? Like 6 feet.
We do 6, 8, and 12. I think we gave you some 8 foot and 12 foots.
Yeah, I really like these because they can go like against a fence, they can go against the house, and they take up very little space, but they add so much space. Like I grew I don't know if you guys saw the video of the sweet potato that we harvested out of one of them. That was like it, it was like
It was like a 7 pound
pounds.
baby.
Yeah, it was. It was almost, I think it was like 1 ounce short of 7 pounds. And I was like, this is a baby that we just grew in the smart pot. And it was one of those, but like it takes up like no space at all, but you get so much food and so much growing space. And it's definitely a really good one to put like against the house, against the cattle panel trellis, against anywhere. I mean, really, you can squeeze it in anywhere.
Yeah, and like I said at the beginning of this, the 12 foots are dangerous because you'll literally have more than enough space than you need. But they really
That is
are
a lot.
amazing. I mean, I ended up having a huge ghost pepper plant that by the end of the season I didn't know what to do with the ghost peppers, so I unfortunately let them dry in the plant. But yes, I mean they do provide an amazing amount of grow space, and they last quite a while. I mean, I know Darren Carey, threw some on a trailer and moved some from their old garden to their new garden, which is true commitment. When I heard about that, I was like, okay, I definitely need to meet these guys. So
Yes.
shout out to them.
Yeah, but I definitely can't say enough. Like, and these are so good too. Like, you can move them inside if you need to. Like, if you have a frost coming and you want to protect them, you can move them inside. You can move them around. You can sneak them in small spaces. Like, I am always a huge fan of anything you can do to grow more in little space and hide things around. Yeah. So it just makes it a lot easier. And then, my goodness, I feel like we got real excited talking about all that stuff. We're running out of time. Of course, I do feel like no small space talk is complete without talking about microgreens because you can grow so much food again in such a small space. And like I have microgreens growing right up here, and this is actually in a bootstrap microgreens tray from Park Seed, and I really like these because they're colorful too. Like this is a pink one. I have they have pink and
Oh, it's a
purple.
pink one. Ooh,
It is. It's a pink one, and so I have a bunch of like microgreens in there. It makes it easy because like I can like lift this top up right here and water from below. I really
nice.
like that. It's yeah, makes it super easy. But really you can grow so much space or so much in just a little space. And Edvin and I have experimented with growing a bunch of microgreens in little like 1 gallon smart pots, which has grown like it's been perfect too. So again, if you don't have like even the space for a tray like that, just have like a little 1 gallon smart pot, which is like this big. You get all that, all of that. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, and just like I showed earlier, I want to I'll go ahead and just show really quick again. So what we like to do, because microgreens, you really only need about an inch of soil. You can see those bootstrap trays are about an inch, inch and a half. So I'm taking this 1 gallon smart pot, folding down the edges. Um, you can kind of fold it out, makes it look a little nice with that ledge, and just about an inch. Even if you get a little bit taller, just fill that in with nice quality soil. The picture that you see here on the left, we actually use that black bear, that same soil. Um, and what I always tell people, get you a saucer and then just stick your smart pot directly into that saucer. And just like the bootstrap trays, go ahead and water this saucer, and the water will distribute evenly within the saucer, and it'll be uptaken by the plants. So that way you're not disturbing the seeds. So that way when you sprinkle them out, you have a nice even spread. Sometimes when you water it, the water is going to push everything to one side. Also, I read somewhere that top watering microgreens, since they're so small, compact, that can sometimes present disease depending on like what's in the water and what can grow. So bottom watering is just a lot more healthy of an option. And this is something where like if I mean even if you don't want to try snake plants, microgreens are like you can get like 100 seeds for like less than $3, probably five, around $5. With this and this, you're looking at $5. It's something where you can definitely start out within what you'd say 10 days, Carrie. Are
Oh
you're
yeah,
harvesting.
absolutely. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
And
the trays that she have are probably less than a week old, and they're fully ready to eat. You can stick them on a sandwich, stick them on a salad, fry them up in an omelet. You can literally use them anywhere, and you're just adding nutrients to your body in a super easy and a healthy way. And it gets you into gardening. Just start off with this, with the 1 gallon, and then roll it back up, and then now you have a 1 gallon pot for your tiny Tim tomatoes or your other kitchen minis. Super
yeah,
easy.
yeah, it's microgreens are definitely something that it's super healthy as well too. It's easy to add in to pretty much like every meal. Like these right here are cilantro microgreens, which are awesome. I love growing these because they're
Yum.
actually cut and come again too. So like I've harvested from them and they're like growing back. But they are easy to add. I mean, because I make like some sort of Mexican dish at least like once every couple days, and I just toss in some cilantro microgreens into that, and it works perfect.
It's a great question from Dorothy, which kind of answered. Do you pull the microgreens or do you cut them?
So I just take a pair of scissors and just chop off whatever I want from there. So
Yeah.
that's really all I do. Yep, scissors and
Since, oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, you're good.
No, so the microgreens, the roots, I mean, like when Carrie, we can kind of tell, but when she pulls it up, the roots end up entangling since they're so close together. So if you try to pull it, sometimes you'll end up making just a big mess. So it's just best to just chop them down. And then when you're done with that grower, that soil, then you can use that soil to compost, and then you've got those nutrients in there anyways. So it's definitely a lot better to cut them.
Yeah, especially if you are growing in soil, because then you'll get soil and you have to like rinse it off and stuff. Like with
Yeah.
this, I don't even wash them off unless they do have like dirt on them from something, but typically they're already clean. I don't have to do anything. I'm literally just going over there, chop, add, done. Like it's just so easy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Shawnee
pretty
said
much
using
everything you can grow as microgreens. So yeah. Yay, kitchen video. So this is one thing that I talk about often. So, but it's something that so many people don't realize that they can do, is to grow like little tomatoes and peppers and like basil and things like that. I actually have a basil right next to it, indoors, and you can do that year round. Believe it or not, which is seems crazy to me because before last year, I would have thought that that was crazy, but it's been life changing. Like even like the other day, like you can tell I don't have any tomatoes on this right now because I actually just harvested all of them a couple days ago and ate them in the kitchen because I was making actually a taco salad with some cilantro microgreens, and I was like, oh, I need some tomatoes, and I was like, oh, I know where to go get some. So I literally just came over here. I harvested all of them. I had like 10 of them off of there, popped them in. It was perfect. It was absolutely amazing. And I have some peppers over here too. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, they're kind of blocked, but I always get like confused on which
I
way is
know,
which.
yeah, it's like opposites.
But yeah, but behind here, I have some peppers growing too, so it's kind of hard to see. Um,
Well, they're in
but
the picture.
yes, yeah. But those are all super easy and very simple to grow indoors. You have to do very little. I don't ever even go through and yeah, I don't even go through and pollinate or do anything. They take care of themselves. It's amazing.
Real quick, Danny said, Carrie, for FYI, the version of the app in Play Store is April 2025, so the new way of ordering from Parkseed isn't available.
Okay, I will get with Dale and make sure that the update went out. Okay, in the Google store. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. But it should be still the same though for you. So if you use your email that you use and for Parkseed, I mean for Parkseed for the Seed to Spoon app, the one that you signed up for the yearly subscription, if you just use that email address, it'll automatically give you the free shipping. If you have any trouble, just send me an email. Um,
Maribel, real quick,
right
she
here.
tried. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say, if you have any trouble, send me an email here at support@seedtospoon.net, and that goes directly to me, and I'll get you fixed up.
Since we're on the topic, Malaya asked, how long do the kitchen mini tomato plant last?
That's a good question. I don't know how long they will continue to grow. I mean, as far as I know, they'll just keep going. I've had them for a year now and counting on some of them. So um, we'll find out.
And then Maribel was asking, unsuccessfully growing microgreens. There are alternatives to using soil. I know some people there are like hemp grow mats. I've tried those. Those half work. There's also growing directly in cocoa, since they require kind of no nutrients. But I mean, Maribel, kind of depending where you get your seeds. Microgreen seeds, I've kind of noticed is something that or seed companies have taken advantage of and started to ship kind of low quality stuff because they're so inexpensive. So if you got it from an untrusted source, I would kind of try a more trusted source, something like a Park Seed. I mean, I've experienced 100% germination with their microgreen seeds. So kind of start there. Also, yeah, if you're using a super low quality soil, then that can also be it. But with microgreens, kind of want to say it wasn't the soil, unless you're using something like ridiculous. But yeah, Carrie also has some kits on Park Seed as well.
Yeah, so these are hemp mats too. So these actually are cut to fit because they're from Bootstrap Farmer. So these are cut to fit these Bootstrap Farmer trays, either the big long ones like this, or they do have these smaller ones too that are about like this big. But they have these hemp mats that you can just grab, and whether or not you use their containers, I mean that's up to you. But you can get these hemp mats as well too. And I've grown in those before. You do need to water more frequently because I did notice that it tended to dry out faster. So just make sure that those hemp mats stay moist and by watering from below, and you'll be a lot better off.
Yeah, and oh, can you go back to that, please?
Oh,
Sorry,
yep.
you had that. Maribel, do you see that salad mix, those hybrid seeds? I would try that. I mean, there's a different mix of different species in there. That's one of those where it's like something will for sure grow. And kind of regardless, if you're using the hemp mats or whatever method we described, I think for the most part, microgreens, you kind of want to check them daily for watering. You kind of don't want them to dry out. They're um, they're kind of like that. But yeah, that salad, that hybrid mix is a good mix to try if you want to go ahead and go try again. I'd recommend that.
I did see a good question real quick from Donna. She said, "Do all microgreens regrow?" Definitely not all of them. I should have stayed right here on this because I can never remember the full list. Um, what microgreens regrow? So there's some microgreens that are cut and come again. Some of them is a one-stop shop and you're done. So the ones that will regrow for you at least a couple times are going to be the peas, sunflowers, cilantro, basil, those ones right there. The other ones are generally going to be like a one-stop harvest and then plant something else. So depending on what you're going for, like there's a bunch of different things and different tastes that you can do.
Jaden had a question, and I kind of want to point this out because I found a new tool that I didn't think about it, but now that I think about it, I think it'd work for all gardeners. So it sounds like she has a fruit fly problem when seeding indoors. So at this past trade show we just went to, there was a company called Safer Home, and they were all about, mosquitoes and bugs and whatnot. So Carrie, maybe you might have seen this, maybe not. It's just like a little plug-in, and it's just like it's a sticky trap, and it
Yes, I
has a
actually have
UV light.
those.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's like it's amazing. And like the mom, now that I think about it, it's like, yeah, if you set those next to your seed starting station, that'll be perfect. So look it up. I mean, it's called Safer Home. It's just an indoor plug-in flying insect trap. So all it is just like an LED lamp with a sticky trap set up right next to it. And it attracts all the bugs and they just get stuck to it. And we've had it plugged in now for like 3 days. And we just have these like the smallest little bugs on there, but they're just amazing. So I would definitely try to check that out and carry it to. I mean, I didn't know you had them, but yeah, they work amazing.
Yeah, because I mean, we have so much like fruit and veggies and everything everywhere around here, so we always have something going.
Hey, I guess
Um,
I'm not. Guess I wasn't the one who discovered them. But yes, I would definitely recommend them. If you've got them little bugs flying around, perfect
Yeah,
for
I
that.
mean, also like just those little yellow sticky traps work really well too.
Yeah.
One thing I will mention too is if you do have like trays like this, whenever you go through and water them, just water them, keep the water there for maybe like 30 minutes and then dump it. So that way you don't have a place for them to breed and to stay because they really love that. So just try not to keep a bunch of standing water like that around.
Maribel's got a Venus flytrap that she keeps near her fruit flies. That's a
I
cool one.
love
I
that.
I want to find a Venus flytrap for that very reason.
I love that. Yes, I know. I've never had success with the Venus flytraps. I need to give them a try again. It's been a while since I've had them.
I know. Only time I've had them was when I was a kid, and I kind of want to see how hard or easy they are to keep.
Okay, so while you were chatting, I went ahead and ran the giveaway here. And we have a winner that was drawn. So this winner, this lucky winner, is going to have a free 1 year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription, which gives you unlimited plants and gardens you can do. You can send pictures up to GrowBot. You can get free shipping on all of your orders through Park Seed, and also those smart pots that we were talking about. That pack of 3, the wallflowers,
I know
huge
that's
fan
gonna
of
be
those.
super freaking cool. Whoever
Yeah,
wins this, you have to send us pictures of what you do with them, because it's just
yeah.
one of those where like if you've got a creative mind, you're gonna have fun.
Well, congratulations here to Maribel
Woohoo!
and Dazzo. Woo!
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah, send us an email here at info@seedtospoon.net, and we will get you hooked up with your free year of premium as well as your smart pots. So congratulations. Yay,
That's
very
exciting.
exciting. Yep. And like I said, we do these every week, every Tuesday, 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. So I hope that you all will join us next time. And in the meantime, make sure that you're following both of us on social media, both Seed to Spoon and Smart Pots. We're all on everything: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Yep, you name it.
All the talks.
Yep.
Don't forget, go order your garlic while it's in stock too.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Good call out. Oh, and don't forget to use your coupon. I always forget to tell people about this. It's in the app, but I forget to like call it out. So don't forget, you guys get 15% off. Like everybody does. You don't have to have premium or anything like that. Everybody can get this discount. So okay. Well, congratulations again to Maribel. Send us an email, and yay. We'll hopefully see all of you guys again next week. See you
Bye bye.
guys.